Hello everyone, welcome to this week's question and answer video. I'm David, I'm a life coach, and I'm here to help you guys heal from trauma. I hope everyone had a good Halloween weekend, now that it's over, and we're going into the holiday seasons, right? Thanksgiving for some of us, Christmas for some of us, different celebrations, and then the New Year. It can be a very rough, hard time for a lot of us, brings back a lot of bad memories. And something I want you guys to know that I tell everyone every year is our brains tend to go with our past experiences and is determined it will happen again, making us afraid to go outside, to celebrate, to bond with people and things like this. We just need some good new experiences. If you guys can just get through this holiday, either just, you don't have to celebrate and do anything, maybe talk to people and just be around somebody can be good. Get through them and maybe celebrate next year. Or if you want to push yourself a little more, try to have a good time this year. I mean, if as long as it's not bad, our brains will react better next year. And as every year goes by, it gets better and better and better till we really can enjoy it, I promise. We just need some good experiences, okay? Or just some okay ones, all right? So I hope we get through them okay. Ask questions. So, for those of you who are new here, welcome. Welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining us. If you could please consider subscribing to my channel, you can hit the notification bell. I've got videos come out all week, different times. If you think that I'm offering something beneficial to you and maybe to other people, I'd really appreciate it if you could support me. There's all kinds of different ways. You can vote up or down. Go down below, say hello, tell us where you're from, ask questions, let us know your locations. Share this video with other people. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for all your support. So let's get into the questions. Something I like to do is make a recommendation, something to help you guys with trauma and different symptoms of it, from anxiety, depression, and we need to get better sleep and things like this. This week I'm going to go by a recommendation from a supporter of this channel, Emily Taylor from Latvia. Hello, Emily. I've recommended this before. It's a long time ago, so I'm going to recommend it again. Emily says, can I suggest a book? The Tapping Solution, a revolutionary system for stress-free living by Nick Ortner. Tapping the body can create a balance in your energy system and treat pain. And Emily goes into a little bit more what it is, but I just looked it up. I'm going to be just a little more thorough for you guys if you guys don't know what it is. EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Technique. It's tapping your body. Is an alternative treatment for physical pain and emotional distress. It's also referred to as tapping or psychological acupressure. People who use this technique believe tapping the body can create a balance in your energy system and treat pain. According to its developer, Gary Craig, it's a disruption in energy is the cause of all negative emotions and pain. Though still being researched, EFT tapping has been used to treat people with anxiety and people with post-traumatic stress disorder. Then it goes on to say, similar to acupuncture, EFT focuses on the meridian points or energy hotspots to restore balance to your body's energy. It's believed that restoring this energy balance can relieve symptoms a negative experience or emotion may have caused. Based on Chinese medicine, meridian points are thought of as areas of the body energy flows through. These pathways help balance energy flow to maintain your health. Any imbalance can influence disease or sickness. I talk about this a lot. How we live our body, and especially the stress we're put under, absolutely directly affects our body. This can start, most of us, this has started in childhood. A lot of you don't know that. It starts with headaches, stomach aches. It develops into adulthood, into migraines, from irritable bowel syndrome to Crohn's disease to ulcers. I know many people have had pieces of their intestines removed. This will even develop into more autoimmune diseases, things like this, cancer. Okay, we can't live under stress like this at all. Acupuncture uses needles to apply pressure to these energy points. EFT uses fingertip tapping to apply pressure. Proponents say that the tapping helps you access your body's energy and send signals to the part of the brain that controls stress. They claim that stimulating the meridian points through EFT tapping can reduce the stress or negative emotion you feel from your issue, ultimately restoring balance to your disrupted energy. So feel free to go look into this more. There's all kinds of books, the one that Emily recommended, many more. always go to a professional to have this done. Okay? They don't recommend doing this yourself, or at least begin with a professional, and it's something you may be able to continue on your own. Just know that this is just another supplemental therapy. This isn't alone going to cure your PTSD, I promise. Absolutely won't do it alone. No way. The things that you and I have suffered from or are suffering from, it's not going to help by just tapping your body and cure it all. It will assist in therapy, supplemental. Talk therapy is number one and will always be number one. And it's not just number one, it's absolutely mandatory. There is no other way of getting around this, getting through this, healing from this at all without talking, okay? Which is great, right? I mean, just talking. We don't have to take drugs unless we need them. We don't have to do, so much. It's just talk. Spend time with someone you can trust and talk, and a professional is always the best. Family and friends won't know how to help you with this. They can support you through the help that you need, but get the help you need, and there's professionals that can help you. I get a lot of people with a lot of bad experiences with professionals, and I understand that, and I'm sorry, I've experienced that too. But there are professionals that can help you with this in all major countries so far that I've found out, okay? All right. Thank you, Emily. First question is from Hazel from Alabama. Hi, Hazel. Hi, David. I'm having trouble with trusting other people. My instinct is to cut people off at the first sign that they're toxic. I overthink the things people say and do. I expect them to have ulterior motives and assume they dislike me, are using me, or want to hurt me somehow. How do I know when my instincts are right and someone really is toxic, or when I'm just reading too much into things? Extremely common, isn't it? Like I was talking about before, our brains go by our experiences. Hazel, your experiences must have been pretty awful, to get to this point where we can't trust people, don't want to leave the house. Isolation is the most common reaction to trauma. Okay. We've got to heal from our past. Remember, talk therapy, number one. I hope you're talking to somebody. And I hope you're understanding and learning what happened to you until it literally feels better. When you talk about it, when you think about it, stuff like this, it doesn't hurt anymore, okay? No emotional reaction from it. Working with a professional will really help you do this. And I know I recommend this all the time, but I can't recommend it enough. I know that many of you don't seek out professional help, and you just think that time is going to cure this, and then after wasting another 10 years of your life, you'll realize it's not. Talking. And it's not just getting it out. It's working with somebody who knows how to have good relationships, that's teaching you how to do this. I hold my clients' hands if need be, and walk them through their relationships, especially new ones we're forming. So pay attention to your emotions always, Hazel. Always, always, always. If we have negative, bad feelings from this, pay attention to it, process them, work through it, and understand why. Also, learn what good relationships look like, and learn how to have boundaries. The more that we can keep ourselves safe, the better we will have, or more confidence we'll have, okay? And that's another key word, confidence. This comes from experience. We start slow. We start with friends. Don't just jump into a relationship with people right away. We go very, very slow and start with making friends with people. And that's getting outside and pursuing things that interest you in life. Okay, and that's also something that may not come freely, or something that we want to do after this, and we might be depressed. Your brain says, no, don't want to do that. And this is where we push ourselves. We seek out our own personal interest and meet people doing so. We start slowly with friends, and we start slow with friends. And then we can build up to a dating relationship. So, I mean, I hope this helps you. Keep understanding what's going on, Hazel. Keep trying to learn and understand what's going on. That's key. That's key when recovering from this stuff. Understanding it. This isn't about just going to a doctor and get a pill and think it's going to get better because I feel a little better from the drugs. Or it's not like you get in your car fixed and you just drop it off and get it fixed and you pick it up and you don't really need to know what's going on with all the motors and all that stuff. Just fix it. No, we need to know what's going on. We need to really understand this, and so that we know that it's not us being a bad person, all right, and that we're not broken and stuff like this. You can think of it as an injury we need to heal. That's it, and we can't heal it unless we understand it, okay? So really try to learn what's going on and why, Hazel. Your brain is going by your past experiences. They've been bad ones. Your brain is determined that there will be bad ones in the future, and don't trust anybody. So these are forms of depression, okay? And so we need to talk through it. And slowly but surely, having good, positive experiences will help you have some confidence, okay? Yeah, that's it. Ask me any other questions you have about this, Hazel, okay? Good luck. Let the world enjoy you, okay? Not just toxic people, all right? And I'm glad that you want to try and you want to do this. So keep trying. You said, am I just reading too much into things? And we may be, but we still have to understand and accept our emotions, okay? We can't just say, oh, I'm probably overreacting, throw it away, push it away, stuff like this. No, talk to yourself, okay? And always make yourself feel better. There's healthier ways to handle scenarios too. Instead of just immediately throwing somebody away, talk to them. Tell them how you feel. Ask for what you want, okay? All right, I hope that helps, Hazel. Good luck. Thank you. And Emily from Latvia again. Hi, Emily. Thank you so much for answering my question. He planned and organized a camping vacation, but it never happened, as summer is over now. There are other 5 things which he planned and promised, but unfortunately it did not happen. Maybe because we only meet once a week. I feel very sad as I met someone I like, but I realized that he does not meet my emotional needs. I started to grieve. How do I tell him that I am ready to stop the relationship? Thank you, David, for making this video and all your support. Thank you, Emily. I am very sorry this relationship isn't working for you. I hope that you feel like you gave it a hard try. Relationships aren't easy, guys. They just aren't easy for anybody. You know, there's so much marriage counseling out there. There's lots of divorce, failed marriages, relationships. They're not easy. It takes so much work from both people, 100% and 100% working equally hard to make it work. And it just seems like he doesn't have his heart into it, right? I know if I really cared about somebody and really cared about the relationship more so, if I really cared about a relationship I have with somebody, I'm going to make plans, and because I know it's good for both of us, and I'm going to enjoy that company with doing what we're doing, and make sure we do it. But if you want to end this relationship, Emily, the best advice I always have is be true to yourself. If you value respect and honesty, integrity, use those very much. And we need to give people closure. It's vitally important for both parties, not just the other person. It's important for you too, Emily. And it's important that you handle things that best say who you are. That's how we feel the best about it. And when doing this, you can actually come out of negative, bad, scary, bad feeling situations. You can come out feeling pretty good about it because you can feel good about yourself. Ending relationships that aren't going anywhere can only open the door for better, healthy relationships that we want. Instead of keep trying with a person and not accepting them for just who they are, and keep trying and trying and trying. That's something that we do, right? Accept somebody for who it is, for who they are, and then realize I don't want to continue this relationship and end it. So I always tell people how I feel and then ask for what I want. That is so important, and you can use this in so many different situations with people we need to communicate with. Okay, either we want to make the relationship better, we're not happy in it, or we want to end it, and other reasons. Tell them how you feel. We have thousands of different emotions. You know, write down a bunch if you need to, and then write a letter to what you want to say, and you can read that to him. You can, okay? Good luck, Emily. I'm really sorry it didn't work out, but it's not the end of the world, okay? Lots of other people out there, and you're really giving yourself a chance for that relationship that you want. Good luck. I see creative solutions. Don't know where you're from. Please tell us your location next time, people. Thank you. Hi, David. Lately, I have felt like all of my trauma and struggles as a result of it are not important in the grand scheme of what's going on in the world. Like nobody cares. This adds to my feelings of isolation that I think I have created because of narcissistic abuse. It is so overwhelming and sad. I have created a lot of coping strategies while in the isolation to be okay with it. Like it's my idea and it's healthy or something. But really, I think it's because of this long-term abuse and just seem to forget maybe what it's from. I don't know. Just felt like reaching out. Good to see you. Thank you. And I'm really sorry. You know, this is a common theme, right? This is what the title of this video will be. I hope you heard what I have been saying so far. We got to keep trying. We can't give up. Isolation is the most unhealthiest thing we can do, honestly. I think about it. If you don't like where you are in life, let's not get too comfortable there. Okay? Literally, think about it. If you don't like where you are in life, don't sit in the shower and take hot showers and sit there forever. That's what I used to do. Believe it or not, cold showers are really good and healthy for you and get you out there and doing what you want to do. Don't isolate and sit at home. Don't turn the lights off and do nothing and drink. We're just going to stay right where we are. Progress is forward, okay? And that literally can be moving forward physically. Helps, okay? Get out. Push yourself as much as you can. But we need to heal from our past so that our brains relax. We need to know what a good relationship, healthy one, looks like, so we have a little bit more confidence in that. We know what it looks like. We know what to do. We have healthy boundaries, and I just can't stress enough. Professionals are there to help you. Please seek professional help, if all of you, if you think you need it, okay? The more traumatized we are, the more we need professional help. We're a society. We're a society. We're all one here. And we need to help each other big time. Okay? Isolating is antisocial. You're being anti-society. And so things like sleeping during the day and getting up or sleeping during the night and getting up during the day, you're along with society. It will feel better. Okay? Depression can be, if you're not already depressed and staying up all night and sleeping during the day, that will make you depressed. So a lot of the symptoms of depression can also cause depression. Okay? Good luck. Professional help. Talk. And start slowly gaining confidence. That's where we got to push ourselves. Good luck. Tanya, don't know where you're from. Please tell us your locations. Locations, everybody. Let us know where you're at. Thank you. Tanya, Darkroom 007. How much does religion contribute to an empath's tolerance level in your experience, David? And you have a really long message here. I'm just going to shorten it up a little bit. You knew, I read it, I remember. You know somebody who is being constantly treated poorly, and they always came to you with this, Jesus says accept people and be nice and turn the other cheek and stuff like this. Religion is used a lot in narcissistic abuse manipulation. I've seen it so much. The problem is this woman, her reaction isn't just because she's religious. There's plenty of religious people out there that don't accept behaviors like this from other people. So this is really her issue that she needs to fix, that probably started in childhood. Okay? So I'm not going to blame religion at all. Okay? I know that a lot of manipulators use religion. A lot. And, God, you could go all the way back to cults, right? Cults kind of using religion to do that. Very psychopathic. But I'm not going to blame religion, and I'm not going to blame it for her. She has a personal choice. Religion's a personal choice. All right? And there's all kinds of different things we can do to cognitively dissonance ourselves away from this kinds of stress. And we can lie to ourselves, and we can say, my parents stayed together forever no matter how bad it was, so I'm staying together with them. But it's all about you. It's all about this person's experiences are all about her, not religion. Right? I would imagine most people that are religious don't have these experiences. Well, why? What's the difference? Examine her childhood and you will see it. Okay? So she can use whatever she wants to lie to herself, cognitive dissonance, but she needs help either way. And she can remain religious and heal and still be religious. Okay? Hope that answered your question. Thank you. It was a good one. Thanks, Tanya. Jennifer from the United Kingdom. Thanks for telling me where you are. Hi, Jennifer. David, what I meant about super empaths was... Okay, so Jennifer asked me... I don't have the original question here. She's been asking me a lot about empaths, being empaths and what it causes this and stuff. And so I asked her, what's your definition of an empath? She says, super empath is super empathy, high radar, heightened state due to abuse. And this may sound odd, but trying to understand empaths in general. Is empathy something you can have without having abuse? And the term super only for abused survivors? I've been asked questions about this topic many times over the years. I've been making videos and having this channel. And being overly empathetic is literally concentrating on someone else's feelings and emotions. And I believe, and I'm not speaking for all of you or anything, what I've seen in my experience is every time someone says, oh, I'm an empath, and I get to know them and treat them and heal them from this, it always starts in childhood. And it's always emotional neglect. It's narcissistic parenting, where the attention from the parents is not on the child and emotions, our body doing things. Instead, they are narcissistic, and it's all about them. It's about their void, whether it's their addictions, their emotions they can't regulate, things they can't do for themselves, the attention they want, all of this stuff. And so it directs our attention, because a parent's attention on our body, on our emotions, directs our attention. So now mom, dad, and child are all attention on the child completely, so that the child's completely dependent on the parents. But narcissistic parenting directs the attention of the child onto the parents, onto what they're feeling, what their emotions are, what they need, and without communication. Right? So we look at people, and we look at our parents, and we wonder what mood they're in, and the feelings they have, and we react accordingly. Okay, so if they're happy, we must be happy or be quiet. Don't tell them you're upset and angry. It doesn't matter what you're experiencing or feeling. And so we're always looking at someone else's emotions to figure out how they're feeling and how to get what we need. Very in tune. Also, being neglected makes us more difficult to regulate our emotions, because we're not giving attention to it. We're not learning how to process this and accept them and make ourselves feel better. So it's harder and more difficult to regulate our emotions. So somebody walks into your business while you're working and says, you know, my dad died, I just found my mom dead. That's not comfortable for anybody. But we don't have to feel that loss and that pain and start, oh my God, oh. And that's what we call an empath. And that's where I believe it starts. Super empath is even more so. I hope that makes sense and you understand. These are also the beginnings of anxiety. Okay? Thank you, Jennifer. Keep asking questions. Emily from South Africa. Hi, Emily. I thought that people only picked on me, so I felt kind of special because of it. But it turns out that lots of people get picked on all the time. Lots of people get hurt, and not just yourself. It's easy and sometimes inviting to get stuck in these types of thoughts, but it doesn't work in the long run. Is there a way to stop people from hurting you in ways that it isn't easy, identifiable, or recognized? The way we recognize it, and all that matters, is how you feel, Emily. That's it. Okay? If we're talking about emotional, right? I mean, financial hurt you is money, right? Physical hurt you, they hit you. Do something like that. Emotional is, it doesn't feel good, and that's all that matters, and that's how we go by it. It doesn't feel good. I'm not saying we kick everyone away the second they make you feel bad, but we got to learn how to communicate this, okay? What type of developmental stages does trauma affect? All of them. Literally all of them. Here are 8 different ways. Trust, autonomy, initiative, industry, identity, intimacy, ego, integrity. And this is about hope, will, purpose, competency, fidelity, love, care, and wisdom. Emotional development continues from the time we're born until we're adults and more. But the child emotional development is happening all the time. All the time. You look at narcissists, borderlines, sociopaths, psychopaths that didn't develop emotionally into adults. And they literally have parts of their brain that aren't even functioning because it didn't develop. The prefrontal cortex never fully developed. Okay? We have to learn who we are to be self-sufficient, take care of ourselves, big time. And this causes all kinds of problems if we're not developed fully. You look at, I use this example a lot. Someone you knew in high school that was a bully, not nice, did not have empathy. And then you see them later in their 20s, and you're like, oh, they seem like good people now. Well, they probably finally finished development, and they now have empathy. And this could be done at 18, okay, 19. And so it's really important. And what we didn't develop as children, we need to keep trying as adults before it's too late, okay? Thank you, Emily. Can you please do another video? Oh, Emily again. Hi. Can you please do another video on why anxiety develops and OCD? Also, depersonalization, derealization, and why sometimes at night you feel far away from yourself, like you're watching a movie. Well, those are symptoms of dissociation. Like depersonalization, derealization is forms of dissociation. And this is because of trauma. So you can look at a baby, and a baby can't regulate their emotions at all. We have thousands, and every one of them is scary. Just like a baby that's too happy may start crying. They're like, so excited, and then they scared themselves. It's too intense. We need parents to regulate our emotions. You can have a loud noise, a torn page in your book, or a toy breaks, something like this, and that's huge for a child. And we cry, and we reach out for our parents to regulate our emotions, but they're fighting, they're drinking, they're working, they're not home, they're asleep. And we don't get regulated. So our nervous system that gives us stress chemicals, many of them, pumps through our body, and then it's to fight the fight or flight. It's to get rid of this threat or stress, and then another part of our nervous system helps calm us with feel-good hormones. But if we don't alleviate the stress or get rid of the stress, the threat, things like this, it just keeps pumping more and more and more chemicals into our body, and eventually the feel-good hormones stop. So the part of our brain that triggers this kind of chemical release for stress gets swollen, gets bigger, gets hyperactive. The part of our brain that signals feel-good hormones to calm us stops working as well and gets smaller and smaller and smaller, literally shrinking. Part of our brain shrinking. So it stops working, and these chemicals cause anxiety. Okay? They cause anxiety, they cause problems like OCD, obsessive compulsive, and if it's bad enough, then we dissociate. And dissociation is a defense mechanism that's safe. But the more we do it, the further away we are from ourselves. And the less likely we know how we feel, so we can't make ourselves feel better. The less likely we know what we need, so we can't give ourselves what we need. The less likely we know what we want, so we can't get what we want. Okay? Thank you, Emily. Keep asking questions. Thank you. I hope you're well. And Jennifer again from the United Kingdom. Hi. Could you let me know those words you just said about judging others? It was something about it being about us. Absolutely. Absolutely. We don't judge people, okay? If we judge people, we judge ourselves, period. And the opposite of judgment is acceptance. And we need to learn to accept other people for who they are. We don't have to accept them in our life. People get that confused. I accept my abuser for being an abuser. I'm going to stop crossing my fingers and hoping that he's going to change someday. Nope. You're abusing me. You're an abuser. I'm done. See ya. I'm not going to accept you in my life, but I will accept who you are. And we've got to accept ourselves. We have to accept our shortcomings, our emotions, our failures, our mistakes. And that's the only way we can change, right? If we want to. So judging somebody else means that you are not accepting that part about yourself, okay? The person that always accuses racist, you know who I'm talking about. A lot. There's a lot of people out there, especially in this country, that are determined that everything everybody does is somehow racist. And it just gets real old to hear, doesn't it? And so that person is dealing with their own thoughts of racism, period. Because the people that don't do that all the time just accept that maybe they have some racist thoughts, that other people have some racist thoughts, but what the hell are you going to do about it, right? What are you going to do about people that are racist? Racist behaviors, being racist towards people is wrong, and we don't do that, and we don't accept that. But we've got to accept that some people, maybe everyone, has some degree of racism in them. And the sooner you can accept that, the sooner you'll stop, you're racist, you're racist, you're racist, right? Look at females that believe, just every little thing a man does is sexist, sexist, sexist. Well, maybe that female has a problem with males. Maybe they're a little sexist. I hope you get my point. If not, please keep asking. Thanks, Jennifer. And look at murderers. We're a violent species. You can't get more violent than human beings, period, right? Anyone out there want to tell me a more violent species, let me know. A species that literally kills each other by mass amounts. I know male lions can eat their own cubs and stuff like this, but male lions aren't just killing every male lion out there and figuring out bigger ways to destroy the world. And we're so violent. And so when somebody does something violent, we want to hang them up and do all this stuff. We want to put them on death row and kill them. So how does that make sense? Murder is wrong, so we're going to murder you. I don't want to get into that debate. I respect anybody's decision and choices and feelings about how they feel about that. But we've got to accept people that were violent, just not accept it in our lives, right? Locking up a murderer on death row, they're safe and we're safe from them. We don't need to walk into their cell and murder them. It's wrong. It's wrong. Isn't murder wrong? Why are we doing it? It's still murder. You can call it whatever you want, capital punishment, stuff like this. It's murder. We are committing murder on massive scale in this country. In America, death row, we're killing someone every day. Every day. We're murdering someone every day, and we're doing it as a consciousness all together. We're voting for it. We're putting people in office to do it. I mean, it's got to be abolished someday. It's wrong. And it costs a hell of a lot more money to do it anyways. But here now I'm getting into the argument. Hope that makes sense. Thank you, Jennifer. Are narcs in the conscious mind? And you look at consciousness and subconscious, and think of it like a iceberg, right? And you got the tip of the iceberg sticking out, and let's call that consciousness, and then we have the bottom part of the iceberg, and that's called subconscious. The idea in life is to be more conscious, which means aware of ourself, and start being more conscious of our subconscious. Try to be more aware of what we're unaware of. A narcissist won't do that. They have rejected themselves, okay? So they're not in the subconscious, so to speak, but they're also not very conscious at all. That tip of that iceberg is about that big, and here's the whole rest of the iceberg down here, subconscious. Not aware of what they're doing, not aware of how they feel, what they need, what they want, not aware of other people, how they feel, empathy, right? Hope that makes sense. Good question, Jennifer. Thank you. And that's it today. Thank you, everybody. Feliz Dia de los Muertos, right? Happy Day of the Dead. That's why I wear this shirt. Thank you, everybody. Please keep asking questions. You can find me at daviddemars.com for anybody who wants coaching. And always, always, always love yourself first. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.